Hi guys, Ryanair boss Michael O'Leary has ruffled a few feathers among Brexiteers with comments he made recently to Bloomberg, which I'll show you in just a moment. But Tory supporter Ross Clark posted this to the pro-Tory, pro-Brexit Spectator, which I'll leave a link to, and he claims that O'Leary went too far. Now in the piece he says that as young people get older, they become more Tory. What do you think about that? But first, let's hear what the Ryanair boss had to say.
Everything that was promised to the UK population, the sunny uplands and the ability to do trade deals with everywhere around the world were shown to be another tissue of lies. So it has been unbelievably messy, much messier than we thought, but then I think we mistakenly assumed that there would be some kind of competence at the top of the UK government under Johnson, and they would at least put the economy first and do a sensible deal. It turned out that was completely delusional, just like Johnson and the rest of his Brexit cohort.
It's completely correct, yes. Completely delusional. We were delusional. We actually thought in Europe that Boris Johnson and the Brexiteers would step back and allow the adults in the room to step forward and to build a better relationship with Europe. Even at the beginning when Boris Johnson was in charge, it was clear that Brexit was a disaster. And we had hoped that rational minds would supersede the crazies, the headbangers. And unfortunately, that didn't happen until just recently. Maybe I'm going out on a bit of a limb here, but it seems that Rishi Sunak's government is taking this much more seriously and understands it's better to have a better relationship with Europe than a worse one. But let's get to the offending comments about Brexiteers.
In the next 5 to 10 years, you will have quite a number of the Brexiteers will die, because the average age of them are generally about over 70 years. And I think there's still a huge majority of the younger people in the UK coming through are much more pro-European. They miss out things like Erasmus, which is a tragedy, and they are much more pro-European in their outlook.
Look, I think I'm going to disagree with him, because I don't think it really is about age anymore, because so many people who voted for Brexit and believed it was a good idea, and they're older people, realised that it was a mistake. And they see the damage it's done. It's done to their children, their grandchildren, to the country, and they would like to rejoin the European Union. So I don't think it's really an age thing. I think it was more a class thing. More middle-class people who didn't like immigrants were convinced by the likes of Nigel Farage, Boris Johnson, Jacob Rees-Mogg. These are the people who really came out and voted for Brexit. I don't agree that it was an age thing. Yes, if you want to look at in respect to your age, in respect to pro-European or not, yes, younger people are more pro-European. Younger people suffered the consequences of this more than the older generation, who are maybe retired or who have more financial resources, who are not starting out in their career or in their life in general, who have less to lose in respect to the younger generation. And of course, as the younger people get older and get more politically active, they're going to put pressure on future governments to get back into the European Union. They understand this is what you guys used to have. We lost that. We never had it. We want that now, the next generations. And that's going to happen. The UK will rejoin in some form, and things will get better. But as I've said before, it requires the Conservatives to be removed from power and a pro-European government in its place. Once again, you can disagree with me in the comments about this. I don't really believe it's, at this stage, an age thing. It's more a class issue, where richer people, better well-off people, just didn't want foreigners around, and they voted to keep them out, as opposed to just Brexiteers dying off. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.